so many people don't understand what you were saying about like the hard drives, like how they actually work, the fact that they're magnetic fields and how data reads and writes to them. Like, oh, I was having that conversation about 2 weeks ago when we were out at the RSA conference, and it just, when you sit so high up in the software stack, everything feels so clear because you see the text. And then when you start looking at how security works and how memory gets stored and how hard drives actually put memory into a system and store it and retrieve it back out, it's really, really cool. Sorry, my mind just went off on that.
Well, those things, the reason those things I think are important is that programmers have, in general, I think, including, although I'm not really a programmer anymore, although I still program. I'll program my lights.
That's all of us, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think they've gotten not lazy, sloppy, because it's memory and disk and speed has just gotten cheaper and cheaper. So if I write this and it's slow, tomorrow it's going to be fixed by someone who comes out with a faster chip, or there's going to be more memory available, or I'll use up all the disk space because I'll make a bigger disk tomorrow. But when you start getting into large systems, and now we're going, we're going back to the mainframe days, in my opinion, because that's what the internet is, the cloud providers. It's just a mainframe system. It's just a time sharing system. And now you have huge workloads. I mean, you look at Facebook's workload, you look at what, Amazon's running for everyone out there, or Sky, whatever the name is in France. I mean, they're running huge amounts of data and processing through their systems. And I literally had this conversation with one of our developers in something where he wanted to do something one way, and I'm saying, yeah, but that's going to be a little slower. And he said, well, I mean, it might be 10 milliseconds slower. So we're talking about doing, 10 million of these in an hour. What's 10 million times 10 milliseconds? Because that's how much you're slowing me down.
Yeah.
So 10 milliseconds is a lot of time to me. To him, it's not, because he's young. Like 10 milliseconds is like, that's a lot of time. Not when you multiply it by 10 million. When you start getting into the larger systems, there's fewer and fewer people who think this way. I think, this is where I was alluding to with the STEAM and STEM programs before. I think you're going to see a switch back to people who understand the hardware, because the example I'll give you is a friend of ours asked me what she should get her son because he's really into technology. And I think he was at the time maybe in second grade. Mm-hmm. So I said, get him an arduino or a...
yeah, that's what I was thinking you were going to say. I was like, get a Raspberry Pi kit.
Right, yeah. One of those. So I said, or an Edison, one of those. And I don't remember. I think she got the Edison, but I'm not sure. Probably because she recognized the Intel name. But she got it for him. Well, about 2 years later, maybe in their fourth grade, I went in and did a career day. And this is the popularity of this stuff now. They had to move me from a classroom into their Audion, because there's that many kids who signed up. And one of my daughters was not one of them when I did it for my daughter's class.
She snuck out in art. She was painting something.
Exactly. She was looking at, some author came in or something, because she likes to write. But in any case, that kid was there along with these other kids. And these guys understand hardware. They know how these, you raise a signal here, and I capture it here, and I get the interrupt here. And this kid's asking me Python questions to the level of like, man, if it was legal, I'd hire you.
Yeah.
Like,
right.